Hey fellas, Onish here, and welcome back to With a Y, and tell me, what would you do for Twitter clout? For a lot of people out there, there doesn't seem to be an upper limit. And that is to my benefit because it means I have content for days in a lot of these cases. But the thing you're willing to do and how extreme it seems to you definitely changes based on the interests you have. If you guys don't know, there's like a huge community on Twitter of people who are like constantly giving out Fortnite rumors and leaks and like doing the news of like what the newest skins coming to the games are, what the newest content in it is going to be. And one of the most prolific one of these was a guy named Adira. He had this profile picture, and Adira is the name of the skin in the game, and they were known for like having the deets on stuff pretty early. By all accounts, the people who talked to them in like Twitter DMs had perfectly pleasant conversations with them, but I'm talking about them in the past tense, like they're dead. And they're not, but their account got banned like a few weeks ago, or it got deactivated by them. I'm actually really not sure. But a lot of people were kind of just wondering what happened to the guy. Like, he got sniped in one way or the other, and then in a very rare thing from Epic, their official newsroom account dropped a tweet saying, "Today we took legal action against a former contractor who repeatedly leaked confidential partner IP and trade secrets that they received while working with Epic. We absolutely do not allow this and will continue to take action when Epic team members share confidential info. It harms our partners and it makes it harder to bring awesome IP to our games. Here's the court filing." And this is real. They dropped the full document for us to go through. Yeah, the name of the leaker would use the alias Adira Fortnite or Adira Fortnite Info. I'm not going to show their name here just for an abundance of caution of like having that on YouTube, but they specify that the stuff that Adira was leaking was information they couldn't have got through means like data mining or publicly available builds of Fortnite. It was stuff they could only know if they had insider information. If you guys don't know, like, leakers are everywhere in pretty much all industries, but especially in gaming, the rumor mill and the news cycle is often tied around like what leaks have come up. But usually leakers will give their info out like through trusted third parties like games journalists. And from my understanding, there's like better protections for these guys if you do it through certain channels. Like, journalists can like act as like a shield to protect your identity. And generally speaking, not all the information you know or might even leak to a specific journalist will get released. It's like done in a way where it's supposed to make it harder to track down your identity so you can remain a trusted source. But Adira was just like putting this shit up on their own account, like just letting it go raw. And potential collabs that like weren't even like publicly known about like in any capacity, like not through data mining or anything of the like of what future content might be. They had that shit. Among the potential ones were a Sonic collab with Sega and fucking Kingdom Hearts, apparently. Obviously, Fortnite has never said anything official on those fronts, but there's like a non-zero chance that those were collabs that were gonna happen, and because they got leaked reliably and were true, the companies that own some of these characters were like not very happy about it. And like, it could have potentially sabotaged the whole thing if they thought that Epic Games as a company like had like a leak, or they had like a mole or some shit that you do not want like sensitive company information to like get passed under the eyes of, even if it's not something they typically leak. Reactions from the community were funny because it's people realizing, so you're telling me an actual employee was DMing me stuff? There's gotta be like a special feeling that comes with realizing that you are actually getting the good stuff and that like all of the things you were skeptical about before they came true, they were real the whole time. And like to know that like somebody at the company that you runs the game that you have like all your whole online profile about has to be fucking crazy. A lot of these guys who quote unquote do leaks are actually just like reporting discoveries other people have made, and it seems like Adira was like the major one who was actually doing it all themselves. You had people going, "Nice knowing you, Adira. Thank you for leaking Sonic." And I honestly don't know how to feel about the whole thing. Like, I've certainly read articles where gaming news that was revealed through a leak and like ended up coming true was something that I got in the hype cycle of. But if it was to a point and done in a way where it like might have sunk the possibility of cool shit being in the game, like that would be like a real bummer. And like the idea of just knowing it early before it's planned to be announced, it's kind of like, oh, because of my greed, we've sabotaged the whole thing. That said, it could absolutely be a preventative thing where it's like, when we find these holes in our pipeline where things that are confidential are getting out, we need to show that we're going to take action on it so that companies want to continue to work with us, because like every large business like has that potential problem of shit getting out that's not supposed to. How you deal with it and like being litigious is probably how you keep up appearances when it does end up happening. The craziest thing about this though is that it really does seem like it was just for the love of the game for this Adira person, because people found like their resume of like where they'd worked, and like they are actually stacked in all the positions they've been in. Like, they've been active for a long time, and if the thing that does them in is like them leaking Fortnite skins early, it's like, holy shit, was it really worth it, man? I cannot believe an Epic employee use this image of making fun of me missing out on a Fortnite back bling. I'm in tears, bro. You'd like to think that the devs of the game you like are also fans of the game that you like, right? At least this kind of proves it, like they had a real stake in the fandom. But was it like a matter of they like flew too close to the sun, or should they like have never even taken off with the plane at all? I've been seeing clips of John Kiriakou just saying like some of the craziest shit you've ever heard of the CIA apparently does as just reaction videos all the time. I have that one line is stuck in my head. If you're in a shithole motel in a shithole country and 2 people walk into your room, kill them! That was a quote that was not me telling you to do that.
He comes up to the 8th floor, and we go into the stairwell, and I said, let's go up to the roof. He's like, what? I said, let's go up to the roof. He goes, I don't think I want to go up to the roof. I said, yeah, come on, let's go. He said, I'm uncomfortable going up to the roof. And I said, why?
You think I'm gonna throw you off the roof?
It's hard to say because I haven't read the entire complaint that Epic released. What exactly the ramifications of this are going to be for Adira. Like, there's the predictable ones where even if, like, the suit somehow doesn't end up, like, going in Epic's favor, there's a chance that, like, the career prospects for Adira are still super fucked because, like, they got caught doing this. Allegedly. I have seen some people, though, who were, like, championing Adira as, like, a hero of the proletariat. It's like, they sacrificed everything for us. And the funniest thing to me is because I don't even think it's technically wrong, but a lot of these Fortnite news accounts have been reporting on this as like Fortnite news with like the fucking graphics they have and everything. Adira Fortnite Info has been sued by Fortnite creator Epic Games. They're demanding the leaker pays for the damages they incurred by leaking collabs early. Epic Games has also asked Adira to provide the names of every leaker they communicated with, which that part, if it goes through, could be fucking crazy. Like, will Adira snitch in order to get a lighter sentence? Like, this part is fucking killing me. The Fortnite Underground logo with like the news, all the trappings of the Adira skin, like it's literally the character in the game it's being done to, via court filings, and then just like the fucking promoting their socials. Seeing it put in this way is just so goddamn funny to me. I'm really not that deep into this side of Twitter. Like, I'll occasionally like a tweet if a Fortnite skin of a character I like gets added into the game, but I very rarely am motivated to go out of my way to re-download Fortnite to experience it and make sure I don't miss that skin and get it in my collection. Part of me does wish I was more on the money like when Kratos dropped, because he's never come back. But overall, like, this is very much an outsider looking in for me thing, where it's like, damn, that is crazy that happened, man. Now, there are people who are just straight up really into Fortnite. I know a few. One of the more normal games you can be really into and make conversation about if you go outside. There are, like, people on Twitter who are, like, more fans of the thing they thought was going to get added to Fortnite than they are of Fortnite themselves. And you just have them mourning the concept of a loss. Like, if the leaks caused these skins to just never be happening. Like, they were real at one point, but because we found out about it, it's just no longer the case. So close to being real. Oh, they really took Adira out back and shot them in the head. Jesus. You just have people writing fucking fan fiction of the things they're doing to Adira as punishment for their crimes. They're gonna have Adira like this in Epic's basement? That's the thing. If I was Epic and I was like trying to contain the leaker, I probably wouldn't do it on company premises, because theoretically they've worked there before. Like, they know all the ins and outs and how to escape the compound. Not saying they should do that or that it is what Epic Games is doing. Just a little bit of a scenario crafting as a thought experiment. No need to read into that at all. You have people pleading for him to get like a lighter sentence. His leaks made me buy some collaborations in game. Please take this into account. Aye, Perry Parrot, I'm on it. I will be sending this in an email to Epic Games Legal as a plea, as a character witness for the goodness in Adira's heart and the positive effects the third order positive effects they had through their actions. It also just is very funny that the concept of this happening to a big account and it actually being an employee from Epic has like a lot of people like already in this community just side-eyeing each other with untrustworthy eyes. Anybody could be an employee who gets a character from my favorite franchise stopped from being added to the game. Anyways, that's all I got. This was just like kind of a fun little side story about something going on a different side of Twitter than I usually hang out in. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withany. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.